to anyone viewing. I'm going to go ahead and drop a notification. We're going to start Arc 2. Everyone. Arc 2. I love hearing that sound. Alright. Welcome. Here's your 31 stars. Hell yeah! Oh god, how many stars are on here? I still, you know what, I never found my colored markers from when I moved, and I don't know where they are. I've never found them. Let's see. Oh. 6. Wow, okay, hold on. I need to give you some more. 2, 6, 8, 10. I can't count, so I have to count again. 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. Yeah, so many stars. Thank you for your continued support. It is much, 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 much appreciated. Oh god, the tabletop audio sound's getting really loud, so I'm gonna go grab my players, and we'll go ahead and get started on Arc 2 of the D&D campaign, which is a big deal. Alright guys, okay, so we've got some folks here. We've got 5 of you, which is good enough. Last we left off, you may remember, you finished your quest to track down and destroy all of the, quote, sources, unquote, of the rift over Saints Haven, an interdimensional portal that for multiple cycles of 20-ish years or so has been appearing over Saints Haven and dumping monsters into it for a little while and then disappearing again. As you broke the last one, the rift did not disappear, and you discovered that there was a secret sort of final plane that you had to enter into, which contained absolutely nothing except for one god that none of you recognized, who claimed to be Teed, the god of time, and an entity known only as the Emperor, which appeared to be some sort of monstrous beast larger than a mountain that Teed claimed was a creation, an accidental creation that had the capability to destroy the world. Now that you had entered the rift by destroying all of the conduits that used to split the rift's power between the many planes it had connected to, rendering it unable to transmit any creatures larger or more powerful than the occasional sprite. Now that you had destroyed all of those conduits, the Emperor would be able to exit through the rift when it managed to wake up from the time-locked stasis that Teed had enclosed it in for many thousands of years. Teed did, however, tell you that you could destroy the rift and that they could give you about a year of time before it would reopen itself and the Emperor would emerge. You took the source. Teed gave you some tips on a potential weapon that you could use against the Emperor, and you took the final source of the rift, the final conduit, out, and you broke it, causing a surge of anti-magic that covered all of Saints Haven, knocking out all magical devices and darkening everything. And that is where we are now. Thank you for the subs.
So just in general, oops. But also, wasn't this thing like created because like this is basically just the gods discarded shit that ended up like when they didn't like your creation this time, discarded it and eventually coalesced into this threatening thing that could tear apart. Nice going, guys!
Really?
The,
This is just... Really, the gods should just communicate with us better, you know?
Yeah, it was the divine trash heap. It
Yeah.
just got out of control.
But of course.
Like, maybe make separate trash heaps for all your shit.
It's a little bit late now, and now they have to deal with the effects of you breaching Containment Unit 2.
Ain't y'all ever heard of recycling? Yeah.
I feel like this is recycling, just
Yep.
not the good kind.
You know it technically is.
God. Gods. Why? Ugh.
What time of day is it at this point? Like,
Just a second.
Fucking
Drawing
early.
stars. For you, Lurks. I'm drawing them for you.
I make things complicated.
Let's see. It was, what time was it when you went into the rift? I remember it had been a full day after you came out of the abyss, because you took a rest in the abyss to
There was
to
kind
repair
of
the inheritor.
some form of storm going on, so I don't know if we could see the sky to know what time of day it was.
Jesus.
DM, you can just make it. You can just make
The storm is gone.
right, but I mean, in terms of what time it is now.
Well, I have it at 24, so give me a second.
I'm pretty sure I always have, like, a decent idea of what time it is.
11.
It's 11 a.m.
Nice.
Thank you for the D24.
Nice.
You're just discussing funky dice. I'll post a picture in the.
You gave me that one, so.
Yes. Alright, so it's 11 in the morning, which says to
So-
me it's brunch time, because fuck if I want to contemplate existential horror on an empty stomach.
That's fair. That's fair.
So way too early. Got it.
That's...
Mira's gonna go see about some breakfast, and if Lorelei hasn't already been explained to what the fuck's going on.
She was with you.
Okay.
Yeah, she was with you.
Start
She
figuring
got
out
really
a-
upset about how she was partially responsible for it.
She gets a nice cup of tea, and I'll
I
help.
feel like that.
She would gratefully accept that. Trash mold.
That's what it is.
I suppose. Yeah, that's true. It did have those giant claws. Yep.
It's a trash hole.
Oh god, it's probably a star-nosed mole, but like infinitely worse.
No, its
I
face
love
looks
it.
like a dinosaur. Not that you could see it. It was too far away.
Is it a mix of a mole and a dinosaur?
I mean, it's
that's
also
what I'm
got some
imagining.
dragon heads grafted on, so.
Incredible.
It's literally the discarded pieces of like the god science projects.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Alright, breakfast.
Well, lunchtime, really.
How are the brunch? How are the other scientists? How are they looking?
You actually have to explain to them once you return to the camp, because they saw it disappear and they saw the storm go away, and they assume, of course, that you've completed your goal. What are you going to tell them?
So the good news is the rift in Saints Haven shouldn't be expelling things from it. The bad news is if it does, it's going to be infinitely worse. We're gonna see about fixing that, but maybe we don't reopen the city right away.
Well, the rift is gone. It's not coming back.
Oh,
Not
okay.
here, anyway.
I thought it was still there, but just chat. It's like, okay, so the good news is the rift is gone. Something much worse might happen, but we've got some time to fix it, and we're on it. Okay?
Worse.
The
Do we
person we were talking to, what was their name? I forgot. Teed.
Teed.
They said that it will reopen at a place of power.
That's
I don't
right.
think they specified.
They don't know which one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how was Teed spelled, by the way?
T-I-I-D.
Tid.
They gave us, like, a list of materials we need to gather to make the
did.
thing. So do we have that list in meta now, where we, the players, can get that, please?
Yes, I'm typing it up now.
I'm going to
Mere
immediately
goes back
library.
have to. Yeah, Mir started researching some of those back when she thought she was gonna have to chuck Nova's symbol into a volcano, basically. So we have some info on some of them, but not all of them.
Alright, and I'm typing this out, but I'll go ahead and read it for you as well.
Okay.
The list is, for the skin, the teeth of a creature that eats time. For the body, flesh from a place that has never been born. For the bones, a skeleton of frozen lightning. And for the cast, a pattern woven from a dark and ancient mind. It will be forged on an anvil marked on no mortal map.
Okay, so Mir had obviously we don't know exactly these line up to, but I know Mir had looked up some of what were known of the places of power. There was one that was like vents. Was that the same as the volcano, and there was one that was somewhere in the sea.
The vents in the volcano are different.
Okay.
I don't remember how much you learned about the vents. And I don't remember.
I remember there were two that I could find an actual location for, but the rest was just vague description.
Do you remember which two those were?
Volcano was one.
Okay. Yes. The fire that will not die. That's what that one was called. Is called.
That Iskald?
What?
How it's spelled. I thought you were saying, or did you say that's what it is called?
That is what it is called.
Okay, I've heard Iskald and thought that was like the fancy elven name for it or something.
No.
Okay,
And
so
all of these are going to be found on this plane, right?
Yes.
Yes, these are all on the plane. I think it was...
So I'm going to go to the library immediately, and even though research is not super much my forte, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm going to go crazy.
Maybe can give you her notes that she started with. Mir will give you her notes that she started on, so you build on those.
Yeah, Mir pretty much went through the Saints Haven library.
But if you can
we've
find
got a
any...
TD.
But not looking for these items specifically. So I'm looking for anything that might make sense as something like this. As like any of these items. Or like a clue.
Okay. I did mess up the name. Oh god, I went and checked. Ow.
Okay, here we go. There's actually a pinned thing. Places of power. Somewhere deep in the Viridian Sea, the Great Salt Sea, the oldest place in the world, at the South Pole in the Rhyolaith Woods, a set of undersea vents guarded by Kinatriskius? Kind of. An ancient, possibly bronze dragon, the wellspring of the world, Mount Comet, and the fire that will not die.
It's pinned?
Yes.
I fucked up this dragon's name twice then. I have three different names in my notes for this one dragon.
Yeah, first, middle, last.
Okay.
Nobody knows its
yes,
name.
actually.
Oh no.
Hi, by the way, everyone.
Hi.
It's been a
Hello.
while since we heard your voice.
I'm only here for 40 more minutes.
Why?
Want to help with research while you're there? We've searched the Saints Haven library, but if you've spotted any other books or know any other private collections, we can peruse through.
How do I roll for that?
How do you roll that? Well, What exactly are you looking to learn? And why do you think you would know any of these?
Anything that has planar significance would have turned up. Also, I went to school in that Rylaf Woods.
No, you didn't. You went to school in Iril.
Shoot, wrong word with I in it. Never mind.
Yeah. Rylith is at the South Pole. I feel like that's a little cold for you, kitty.
Yeah, it's a taiga. Rylith is a taiga.
Well, then wouldn't Zachary be comfortable there? If there's tigers involved.
What? No! Worker! I mean, what did we expect, really? We hoped for more, but we didn't expect.
So, JD, you see the list I posted, correct?
Yes, I seriously, I have just got to this chat. I'm frantically stuffing sandwich into my mouth before my next session. I just got out of a session. It's been wild.
Okay.
I'll share Mirror's notes again. They're also pinned.
Excellent. You know that the Emperor's emergence point will be in one of the 7 places of powers in the world. And you know that Teed has given you a list of things that you need to acquire somehow.
Okay.
I'd like to look at the list of things.
Yes, I have pinned it. You've got teeth from a creature that eats time, flesh from a place that's never been born, though they're talking about a weapon, so keep that in mind. The skeleton of frozen lightning, a pattern woven from a dark and ancient mind, and an anvil that is marked on no mortal map.
Wait, question. Did
Yes.
you say that all of those are weapons?
No. These are
It's
parts. You will be
weapon.
creating a weapon.
Oh. Okay.
It sounds an awful like we're gonna create a being. Teeth, skeleton,
Terrifying.
patterns.
Well, the teeth are for
That's
the
a little
skin.
words.
The teeth are for the skin. Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I will
Like
not explain.
Echo just said, I would really like to research the items.
Alright, what do you want
If
to look
I-
into?
more-
It's the 6 of you. You don't know where Mizha is.
I was about to say that Hess is not going to be helpful in research, so she's going to go and explain what's been happening to Mizha.
I actually want to
Make a
get
quick
into that for a
check
second.
that,
Wait, what?
check that she hasn't gone off and
Can I read
murdered
the first
Desire or whatever his name is, destroy
This is
or something. I know there was some tension there.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
probably
Desire's
fine.
just chilling in a house.
You're just sticks her head and goes, hello. Yep, you're still in peace. Okay, bye. There's brunch!
Just since I'm gonna have to go, could I research really quick first?
Alright, sure, yeah. What are you going to look into?
I'm gonna look into the last.
The pattern woken from an dark
Oh, I
and
know.
ancient.
I'm
Are you looking
okay
for
with.
the anvil?
I need something else. What was the one after that?
The anvil,
The-
forged on an anvil marked on no mortal map.
That's the one I want to look into.
Yeah, you heard Teed say that, and you felt fear.
Uh-oh.
You specifically, Zachary.
Oh no.
Boy!
You have an inkling of an idea.
Are you gonna DM me that inkling?
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, I was going to try to look up the skeleton.
Backstory.
So, Zachary, you think you might know what that
Really?
means.
I thought it was gonna be the pattern.
No.
Well, that sucks for me. Yeah, I'm with Echo. I'd like to look into the skeleton of frozen lightning. I have a suspicion.
Well, immediately when you think about frozen lightning, and you're not really going to need much of a check for this one, it's pretty common knowledge. You know that
Say it.
frozen lightning is a term used for a sculpture, an art form, or a thing that it can be found in deserts or maybe on beaches, of
Struck in-
when lightning strikes sand.
Ah, those
It's called
guys.
the fulgurite.
I've heard this in, like, the real world. It's neat.
Yes.
So,
It's
Okay.
a glass.
Find it.
They're sick.
Yeah.
Dope as hell.
But
Basically, super sand
Yes.
into glass.
this is a real thing. You can look them up. You can buy them online.
Damn.
Pretty cool.
Well, that's all we're gonna do then, obviously.
No.
How much can it be? $9?
You get the idea that probably just any fulgurite won't do.
Of course not.
Yeah. That tracks.
You could attempt to use a normal fulgurite, but from the impression you got was that the more commonplace the items that you choose for this weapon, the less effective it's likely to be. But of course, it's all up to you.
Do we know where any in particular that stuff tends to form?
Well, there is a... Okay, roll... history.
I'd like to assist.
Yeah, go for it.
Looking at these places of power, and none of them seem to be sandy locations.
Well, the places of power aren't necessarily where we'll get these items, just that's where the creature will start to come through if we don't get this
Oh
sort
yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out how to obtain a special boy.
A what?
Since the special fulgurite
Oh, yes, okay.
that's like not shitty.
So how's that history
Great
check coming?
faults might have some beaches on it.
I also heard special boy. What's the history check?
Yeah. Who's making this history check? I
You.
assumed it was Zach. Oh! Then I should be rolling things.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You gotta find that
Welcome
special
back,
boy.
everybody.
That was researching because he actually has a positive intelligence modifier. I got a 12.
You have advantage.
Oh yay. I got a 12.
Alright.
Yikes.
Not super difficult. The main places... This is actually funny. You know a little bit about storms because of your grandma.
Ah yes.
The main places you're likely to get thunderstorms are over the sea, so probably not useful. On some beaches, but of everywhere in the world, the greatest place for thunderstorms would probably be in the Great Desert that covers most of the eastern half of the continent, north of the tidal reach. Partially because it is a gigantic desert, and partially because it is ruled by the Empress of Storms and Light.
Why?
Do you know who that is?
It's a dragon.
Ah.
She's
Okay.
a dragon. She's a blue dragon.
Oh. Have we heard anything
Well,
good or bad about her temperament?
You know that the Empress of Storms and Light has pretty much control over the entire main area of the desert, and anyone who wishes to regularly traverse it must pay her tribute in return for her protection. And that she's generally pretty reasonable.
Okay. How's she feel about tourists?
I mean, people travel the desert all the time.
Okay, so we
What
should
is
but we
tribute?
should bring her something nice so she doesn't kill us with lightning.
What is her standard tribute?
That depends. How about another history roll?
Who's making this roll? Am I idiot or...
Whoever's asking.
I asked,
Okay.
so
I can try
does
to
anybody
assist.
want to help me out?
the only time that she did.
Is anybody trying to help me out, or am I just making this by myself?
I can
Hessa
help
is
you.
not there.
It's not there.
Help you.
Mira's helping. She grabbed her three breakfast rolls and joined you in the library.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I also got a 12.
Oh, Lord. Well,
With advantage?
Oh yeah, with advantage.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, big food.
blue dragons. They love. They
Guys, can
love
I-
lightning. Dragons like treasure. They like things that are blue.
Huh.
They're not bowerbirds. Can I try?
Yes.
Bowerbirds.
So if you're looking, are you looking into the specifics of the Empress of Storms and Light, or are you looking into just blue dragons?
I'm looking
I-
about her.
About
I'm
her
looking
and
at
its
her.
history.
I think we were looking for, like, precedent. What did people normally bring her?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
21, alright. The Empress is unique for one reason. She likes dyes. Specifically powdered dyes.
Oh, I misunderstood. I was like, I got a couple of low rollers she can have.
Pulls out a knife. It's time to die! Pulls
No,
out a
she
dye
likes-
vat.
She likes powdered dyes in the rarer or more unique the color, the better.
Hey, Mir, you might have some suppliers that could handle this.
Hmm?
You know where yarn dyes come from, right? Like, you work with
I
yarn.
was also gonna ask Falcon, because you had final say on Silverhill stuff. Did we end up keeping the fact that they produce dyes, or did they end up strictly a mining and fishing town?
I think it was mining and fishing only.
Okie dokie.
And it's just like manufacturing.
I have. Mir's kind of like scratching her and is like, well, I mean, I know where some dyes come from, and I have an aunt who weaves, but I don't. We just usually get them off the trade barges. Suppose we can look into shipping and see where they get the stuff from.
What would I potentially know?
Investigation in the library. Or actually,
What would I potentially know, having grown up like on a sheep farm that did like small scale textiles and fibercraft?
Well, if it's small scale stuff, you would know about different dyes and what they're made from. You would know there are animal-based ones, there are plant-based ones, there are mineral-based ones. Each ones will give you different ranges of colors. Usually the, like, beetle or bug and plant-based ones offer the greatest variety of colors. You can get them from shellfish as well.
so I have two thoughts. One is if we're trying to create a unique dye, maybe me and Noodle can put our heads together to try and use the sort of alchemy knowledge to make something more unique. The other thought is, does like the airship port, is that mostly passengers, or are there trade vessels? Do any of them bring dyes? Could we find sources by looking at, like, ship manifests and documents that are at the airport?
You certainly could attempt that.
To the airport!
Alright.
I'm rolling
Wait, can we
investigation for a day.
delegate that to you and finish doing the research on the other 6 items right now?
Sure.
I think we should make a plan for every.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I planned for today pretty much to be was this.
Yeah, okay, so you're gonna tackle that. That is assigned to you. What is next?
Well, you have the
Not-
teeth of a creature that eats time, flesh from a place that's never been born.
So, I think I know what that creature is.
What's the creature?
This is player knowledge, though, so what do I need to know as a what do I need to roll?
What do you think it is?
I think it's one of those fate-eating purple worm things. That's not a purple worm, but it's like a fate eater, fate devourer.
It's called a fate eater.
Yes, that thing.
You would know that those don't exist in the world.
Oh shoot.
Here we go again. Wait,
Like
no.
with all, if not all, creatures native to the Far Realm, it was expelled from this dimension when the spout was closed several hundred years ago.
Okay, is that the only option? What else eats time? Other than, like, Facebook.
Well, you could do some research and try to figure it out.
I am gonna do that. Who else wants to help me? Gotta be somebody different this time.
Use your resources.
Who's really good at time? Not time management, I know that's none of us, but time.
Any of the scientists?
Temp is literally not good for any of this.
Zach would be it's like, Zach, you literally are the best person at time because you're literally a divination wizard.
Brom went to some kind of place
I'm
with
gonna look at my watch.
hogs and clocks, maybe?
That's true.
Oh, you did go to Mechanist.
Mechanist, there we go.
Okay, so me and Brom, what do we think?
Roll. I'll just give you a straight Arcana on this one.
Quick question.
I'm going to choose to auto-succeed it.
Okay. Genti, you'd be giving advantage to JD, but they're going to use their auto-success ability, which is their special power. Da-da-da-da. And I'll need to update your sheet in a minute here. A creature that eats time. You have not specifically heard of a creature that eats time, but you have heard rumors of occurrences in the past that there have been incidents where wizards or researchers have encountered past sites of battles, like really large battles where several groups of people would just wipe each other out, that have been, instead of just ordinarily distorted with, you know, your average ghost energy or whatever, have also just been bizarrely ripped apart by some sort of chronal distortion. Almost like the time was altered or channeled or possibly consumed.
This is not the first time you've mentioned this.
Was that to me, or...?
That was to you.
Guys.
I'm almost certain you have alluded to this
Here's
tangentially, maybe at best, in the past. I'm almost sure I remember it, but as the player, my memory's not awesome. But yeah, that's really interesting.
Sorry, you finish. I was gonna say, we ended up, the battle between the Githyanki and the Githzerai. Time was fluctuating all over the place.
Something happened, yeah.
That's true. Though you seemed mostly just to be hopping back and forth between two eras there.
True, but I wonder if it's a similar phenomena, or if there was a similar cause. Also, real quick, Falcon, what was the name of the blue dragon? Was it Queen of Storms and...
The Empress of Storms and Light.
Okay, there we go.
Or were you looking for her name? Because
I was just putting down the title that we found.
Gotcha. That's how she's referred to.
Just trying to keep my... Alright.
So yes, Zakrau, that is what you find.
Sweet.
Would you like to, are you going to do anything with that information?
I would really like to look deeper, but if that's what I got with a, full success.
Is that you think there may be something that alters time on battlefields that are sites of complete massacres.
Wait a minute. I have another ability I can bring into play. I'd like to use my... Is it called Scholar or Scribe? I don't know the information, but I do know where to find it. Where can I find that?
Well, this is funny.
Oh.
Because...
Is this something we as the players find funny?
This is something I've
This is probably funny.
When this ability, is it just like you know, or is it like a magical effect or something something happens?
It is an ability. If I don't know the information, I know like either what library will have it, or some line of reasoning that can lead me to the book I need or the person I need.
You think about that, and you recall you have heard of something like this before. Not in this context, but for some reason, you can't stop thinking about Morbera.
Oh, yeah! Where did she end up, by the way?
She's just in Saints Haven. You never did anything with her.
Oh.
I think, like, occasionally went to check on her, but we didn't really... We hadn't found any, leads on her clan or anything, so,
No, that's right. There was, a dramatic disappearance.
Morbera's story, as she told it to... I believe she only told it to
Her
Brahm.
whole thing was
I believe she only told it to Brahm, actually.
yeah.
I just have in my things that she served Araska.
She did. She had made a deal with Araska to hunt
I
down
remember.
a traitor to her clan.
Yeah, and I remember making an agreement with her that once I learned scrying, I would help her learn. I would help her find this person. But like, then we got to the point where I got level 5 spells and continuing on the hunt for.
We're slightly worried
for
collapsing.
In order,
Yeah,
in order to track this thing down, you would have to go to the last place, sort of, where Morbera was, and that was on the southern, near the southern pole. Yes. She specifically discussed this mostly with Brahm, because, you know.
Hello, dwarf.
yeah.
Both have also had traumatic pasts with their clans. Dwarves having a bad time.
Oh, this is so funny to me.
I have been waiting for the advancement of that storyline.
Oh no.
While you're doing that,
That's
Mir's
terrifying.
investigating at the airport. Huh, that's not terrible.
What do I modify it with? Because I'm feeling it's negative. Yes, it is. Damn it. 15! Find useful information at the airport about... First off, transit to the desert we'll need to have at some point, and also anything to do with large shipments of dyes or things like that, so we might be able to find some sources.
Yes. 15. Okay, okay. Yeah, you check it out, and what you find is that you can kind of go through some shipping manifests and whatnot. Some stuff that you find in the offices, which are currently deserted, but it's fine. Nobody's gonna mind that you break into them.
Put everything back. I'll mend the glass.
It's not like any magical locks or security equipment is working at the moment.
And if need be, I can stone shape my way through a wall.
And I have enough slots to put it back this time. Anyway, I find things.
Yeah. So, what you find is that there are multiple places that would produce dyes. A lot of the cities along the coast will do like the seashell ones, though none of them are. Although I guess Paramonimos is one of the largest suppliers, only because it's the largest city in an area. But Paramonimos, and this name catches your attention because you see it multiple times, also sources its dyes from the Viridian Sea.
You're gonna need to spell that,
Paramonimos, yes, of course. It's known as the gateway to the Viridian Sea. It's the city that most people go through when they travel into it. And it is through Paramonimos that most people access the sea and its various
Sucks me.
resources.
I just had to go in the toilet, so I didn't want to like scare anyone.
Sorry?
Okay.
What?
Anyway, this is a city along the coast. Is this? I don't have a good mental map of where we are, honestly, so I'm trying to put this together.
Did someone put
Is
the
that
map?
what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Do we have the
Tried. I have the map. I have the physical map, but I can't get a good enough photograph of it. To
feel we had a picture once upon a
yeah, but it was
dream.
shitty.
Yes, but it was there.
Yeah, that's true. So the Viridian Sea is on the western. Well, it's a big chunk of the continent. You actually travel rather near-ish to. Oh, what was it called? Channelwood, which is northeast of the Viridian Sea. The Viridian Sea encompasses the entirety of a rift valley that almost bisects the continent.
Yeah, that's not coming back to me.
Okay, the Viridian Sea is within the continent.
Yes, the Viridian Sea is a forest.
Okay. Okay, the Viridian Sea is
Classic
not
fact.
actually a sea.
Well,
It's a sea of trees.
it's
Not a
forest.
body of water.
It is not a body of water. I'll give you that.
Okay, that's probably where a big bit of my confusion came from.
Ah, yes. The Viridian Sea, everybody knows this. The Viridian Sea is a forest that the further in you go, the deeper it gets.
This is one of those things that I, as a character, probably know, but I, as a player, just somehow never quite put two and two together.
It's alright. It was actually elaborated on in a one-shot, I think, in person that you weren't in, so please don't feel...
Okay.
Yes, it is a forest that gets deeper the further in you go. It is known for being the place that is most alive in all the world, as it is the home region of the Lady of the Lily.
What do...
We all know that.
The Lady of the Lily is the preeminent goddess of light, plants, and healing of Luceria as a whole. She's a goddess of the world.
She's the patron goddess of one of my adopted mothers.
Yes. She is
the Lily?
well known. She is widely respected. The Lady of the Lily. Which I'm gonna type that.
I just want to highlight that Falk did not add life to the list of items under her domain, and that's very important.
Well, yeah, nature has to involve both life and death.
Well, no, she is the goddess of life. I do want to say that. She does have a counterpart, though. The Lord of Decay.
He's that
Do I
good
know the name of this? I need to write it down before my brain tries to substitute the Lord of Decay in my campaign.
The Lord of Decay.
Whoops.
What did I just call it, the Lord of Decay?
That's just what he's called.
Okay.
The Lady of the Lily and the Lord of Decay, they are counterparts to each other, and he is the god of death and decay and rot of the natural cycle of things.
Tell me someone got that, please.
I appreciate your joke.
Thank you for appreciating
Okay.
it.
It was wonderful.
Okay. The Viridian Sea is the big-ass forest in the center of the continent.
Yes.
That's right.
It cuts off Suthara and the mountains in it from the Great Plains.
Does this continent have a name, by the way?
Yes,
Luceria?
it's Luceria,
Okay.
the name of the world. There's really only one continent on this planet. So.
Okay.
Pangea, y'all.
So, for in regards to the pattern woven from a dark and ancient mind. I feel like it would be one of those two, and of course leaning towards Lord of Decay, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Go ahead and roll religion for me.
It doesn't really get much more ancient than those two on the material plane, I feel like.
That is true.
Okay, that's a roll. That's a 13.
It's the word woven that really strikes you.
Yeah.
But you're not exactly sure why. Though you think it might have something to do with the Underdark?
Oh. Hey, what do I know about, So, like, as a player, I am aware that, like, the canon drow deity is, the spider goddess. What do I know about that in canon?
You know how I, Falcon, went ahead and was like, oh yes, all of the gods exist in this world? There's no wolf.
Yeah. Okay.
There's something else. But
Is it?
you're not native to the Underdark, and you rolled a 13, so...
Yeah.
You don't
That's
know.
I speak Undercommon. Any idea?
Can I do some research on the Underdark?
You could also wait till, if you're asking about gods, you could wait till your cleric returns and ask.
That's true. That's a good idea.
I'm not the brightest bird of all, but I do have an okay religion.
You need to give yourself some credit.
My memory just isn't always the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, her.
Alright, I guess when I get back from searching the manifests, I will attempt some religion.
Sure.
Should I roll, or am I assisting Tiska, or is she assisting me?
Tiska, if you were like, I want to wait for Mir, and then asking Mir about it, you would be assisting
Yeah.
Mir.
Okay, yeah, that would be what would happen then.
Total of 20.
Alright. The word woven does stand out to you, as does the word dark. Ancient isn't as important. And you're pretty sure that this has something to do with an entity you know as the Web Mother.
Oh.
She is one of the buried gods. The
Webmother, one or two words?
Webmaster? What?
Web Mother.
One or two.
One word. Yes. The Web Mother. She is one of the, and I believe it is 9 buried gods of the Underdark. There's a whole world that you guys have not touched.
Oh boy.
Oh, shoot.
I've been popping off to other worlds, okay? I've got like 2 or 3 pages of
I
notes.
know, I've just got so much shit and I'm so excited.
Yep. God, I forget that the Underdark exists sometimes.
It doesn't forget you.
Honest.
Do I remember what she is goddess of?
That's very nice.
Do you remember what she is the goddess of?
Like, does she have a specific names or powers or associations, or
Yep,
do I
it
just
is.
know that she spiders? But
Just
I don't know. Maybe that's racist stuff.
Give me a second.
Would that be something we can research?
Yes, but not here. You don't
Where?
find much information in this library about it.
Are we gonna have to, like, go back to college?
Yes.
Potentially. Or you just find somebody who knows about this.
I mean,
Well,
I feel
we
like I have
should-
someone to visit anyway. I wonder if that dude's
Going
done with the
back to-
transcription yet.
Your college, we should maybe swing by that guardian that we promised we were going to try and get them home.
Ah. you could
That's
do
right,
that.
we should do that.
Now we're actually high enough level, I think at least one of us can do plane shift.
Yes, and you have a member of your party who is able to open or close portals.
Yeah!
Yeah, I can just do that.
Definitely get back to that.
As for the web mother, the only thing you know about her is spiders?
That makes sense.
Spiders?
Spiders?
And she's really important. Of the 9 buried gods, let me check. I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I have to learn how to count again.
Mood.
Yes, out of the 9 buried gods, she's the only one that you actually know the name of.
They must be very buried.
Yeah.
I mean, they are in the Underdark.
Yup. And the only other thing is something about, for some reason, the word sun springs to your mind, but you can't figure out why.
Sun with a U or an
With a U.
O?
Just a very accurate representation of how memories work.
Wait, I missed which version of sun it is.
With a U.
Okay.
Interesting for an Underdark goddess.
Maybe it means something else.
How little you know.
And also, I wanted to research flesh from a place that has never been born. Clearly, flesh from a place means some sort of rock, stone, or soil that has never been born. I'm assuming that's magma of some variety.
Interesting deduction.
Maybe, yeah.
So that's what we're going. That's what we're researching off of, I guess.
So what are you looking for?
So we're looking for, I'm assuming, a place where that could be accessed. Where is there exposed... Well, not necessarily exposed, but like fresh magma that's never turned into land?
Yeah, that like has potential for turning into land, but hasn't yet.
This one's easy. You've already researched this place. There's
That's
one
right.
place on the world that has not yet been born, and it's the fire that will not die.
Loki.
It is the latest in a chain of volcanoes that stretches up, and it is as close to the North Pole as you can get. It is the furthest north... It's not even land. The furthest north thing in the North Sea.
That sounds like an incredibly threatening venture. Maybe we should save that one. But yeah, I'm saying that's where.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
As you're doing this, you're looking at the fire that will not die, or at your notes, your research, and Nyx goes, are you just gonna pick up some magma? Like, with your
We'll
hands?
Nearly over at
I could do it.
You held a fire drake egg thing before. How do you think you'd do with magma?
Can he do it through a diving suit?
I feel like the
I
diving
feel like there's some way to contain it. And that's something we...
probably
Yeah, contain it for, I don't know, however long it takes to take it back to wherever you're going.
Yeah, I feel like magic needs to be involved here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's gonna get cold.
Is there some sort of heat-resistant metal that Temp might know about that he could use to make a receptacle that then someone else could enchant to keep it hot?
A thermos?
Yeah, a magical thermos for lava.
I suppose this.
Magical magma thermos.
Hey,
Say that
hey,
5 times fast.
Normal non-magical thermoses do exist. You
I
don't know
don't
if they're
think
gonna
Yeah,
that
but
work.
can they hold magma?
Well, if you want to make it indestructible from normal means, like any charm would do, just to be a magic item, like you could just make it a different color. Y'all, I have to go end this session, but good luck. Let me know what happens.
Sure thing.
Bye.
Temp. In what knowledge base are you using to try and think about this? Are you thinking about, like, old stories? Are you thinking about, like...
I guess...
Mostly I want to know if it's going to be straight int or if it's going to be history.
Oh, well, either way, I'm fucked.
Do they have the same bonus?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Well, give me a history check then.
Alright. Gonna roll that -2. That is a non-natural 1? Metal. It's a thing.
I will say, I was gonna be like, hey, take your proficiency bonus because you are a blacksmith. You don't know.
I don't think it matters. Yeah.
You're like, I don't think that's a thing. People don't forge with magma, that's stupid.
I'm wondering if Brahm knew anything, because I know he can do that, like, elemental essency thing. And he's previously gone, like, magma dwarf.
That is true.
Any ideas?
Plain shape.
That's the thing.
Yeah. You are a mountain dwarf. Yeah, sure, go ahead and roll history.
I cry.
Ooh, that's pretty good. What you think about art? Well, this is gonna be some real high magic bullshit.
Obviously.
You can tell that much, for sure.
Oh,
So, you're probably gonna need some real high magic bullshit to carry around the lava, which is not a thing people normally do. So what you're likely going to need is some type of high magic crucible that can contain it. What this means is that you have no idea what it could be made out of, because it could be made out of anything. Once it gets to, you know, weird ritual shit, you've got, like, crucibles made of, like, flowers, or silk, or ice, or random garbage. But you know that there have, in the past, been, specific, like, crucibles. Dragon scales, yeah, that's an option. It's, at the level you're working with, it stops being the material it's made out of, and it starts being the fact that it's a magic crucible. It no longer contains the heat and keeps it hot because it's a dragon scale thermos. It just, like, it is magic enough to do that.
I feel like we should probably try to get, like, the pattern first, because that would tell us the shape and amount of the other stuff that we need.
Sure.
I feel like that makes the most sense.
Okay. So you want to go for the pattern first.
Yeah. We need the directions to make the thing. Patterns are directions.
They certainly are.
So, with that in mind, gonna research how to get into the Underdark, I guess.
Okay. That'd be a history check.
Cool beans. Hope I get a better roll. Oh boy! The Underdark doesn't exist in my mind.
Did you get a nat one?
Yeah. Okay, I am...
You don't think you can access it, and you actually think you shouldn't, because the Underdark is a horrible place. There's no light, and everything wants to kill you.
Yeah, no thanks.
Fuck that.
Sorry,
I take a hard pass.
I'm trying to, like, keep up with notes and things, but okay, so the pattern we believe we find it in the Underdark?
You believe
There's
you
something to
find
do
it
with
in the
the
Underdark. It has something to do with the Web Mother.
And then, silly question, but I was just updating my notes. What is Nova goddess of again? Death?
She has 6 things. Undeath. Lies. Truth. Freedom. Servitude. And starlight.
A lot of shit to juggle.
Yeah, she's... well, to be fair, 4 of those are just 2 sides of the same coin.
Oh, yeah.
She's both truth and lies because you can't just be one.
End of the session, I'll send my notes to you, and you can make sure that I've written everything down right, and then I'll pass it along too.
For sure.
Whee! Okay, and do we have any idea on the anvil? Or are we just like, who fucking knows?
It was mentioned to you, and Zakrow seemed upset, but in a sort of withdrawn way. Like, he got very quiet about it.
I don't know if I want to poke him for information, but I should probably wait till JD is actually present.
Almost definitely.
Because I'll spell the backstory.
And we have a photograph of the map, as best as I can... sort of as best as I can get one. Thanks to the work.
That's what that map did.
Things. I'm downloading the photos now so that I can...
Oh yeah,
them on their
somebody
sides.
roll on the Underdark, maybe?
Pardon?
Let's try remembering shit about the Underdark.
Who wants
How
to...
we find...
Because I, the player, still think that's the best route, but I, the character, I'm like, never mind. I think this is a bad idea.
You do
Here's a
not want
question.
to go to the Underdark.
Is there any interaction between the Underdark and the surface world? Any trade or people who come...
Oh, any trade?
I'm wondering whether or not I would have seen anything in the trade dockets, like weird things like spider silk or something, where I'm like, wow, that definitely doesn't come from the surface.
Not a whole lot. Though you do know there have been... I mean, you've interacted with a drow and a drider before, and those are Underdark citizens.
Say maybe I should send a letter to... Wait, I've got him in my notes. Okay, I don't have his boyfriend's name down, but I do have Aurelian, who is the map maker.
They fucking are sideways anyway. I hate this. You wretched little bastard. I fucking rotated you. Come on, man.
I mean, Discord likes to do that anyway because it's terrible.
Go into the gallery to try and send it.
I mean, it
See
is
if it'll do
Discord,
it.
so like...
Come on, you bastard. Asshole.
Discord.
I can't. Okay, so I can't make it right.
Oof.
Do they not have normal relations with the surface world? Not in my world.
What do you think this is? Wizards of the Coast?
Come on. You think I'm caught in with that racist garbage? Absolutely not. I have a legit underworld. Most of which is a little bit of a mystery to you, but there is some interaction. You wouldn't know where. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you for turning it sideways. So, if you'll look at this, the Viridian Sea is... You see where it says Etria on the map?
Mm-hmm.
Directly left of that, there's like a shaded zone with a little house icon. Like, all the way to the left side of the continent.
Yeah.
That's the Viridian Sea over there. It's a big V-shaped area.
Is the little house icon the temple to the Lady of the Lily?
It most certainly is.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, I can zoom in. Hold on. I have screen snip and zoom abilities, so... And then I'll circle Parallels. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, the Underdark is large, and you know it's complicated, but you don't know much about it. There are so many teeny tiny notes on this.
Yeah.
What you're missing is that this thing is about 3 feet wide.
Oh, jeez.
In like
Okay,
actual, it's
I can
huge.
see why now you didn't like just pop it in a scanner and give us a higher quality of
Right.
it.
I can't. It's too big,
What?
and it's drawn on tracing paper because I don't know. I don't know why we did that. It was a mistake, but can't really fix it now. So that's the location to read. See, let me go ahead and grab some of these other zones.
Have you tried the app Cam Scanner?
Yes, that's where I got this photograph.
Okay, just making sure.
Well,
This is the location of the fire that will not die.
There is not. Ah, the Ashlands. That explains a bit.
They're known for that because the ash from the volcanoes gets caught in the circumpolar wind, and that's the only thing that ends up on those islands.
Oof.
Wild.
Little V stands for volcano. You'll
You
note that
can.
there's one on each of these land things.
Volcanoes. Mountains with a temper.
Indeed. Down here are the vents. And you'll notice there's a teeny tiny little dragon symbol. I believe is what that is.
I honest to God don't know.
I think
Oh, wait,
I
there.
think it's a teeny little dragon, and that's where kind of Tresias lives.
Okay.
Or are we getting the maps for the 7 locations?
I was
Oh,
pretty much
no.
bringing up
However,
the maps of all the locations that were mentioned.
yeah, all the power locations.
Yeah.
Like the ones we know of. Who wants this little guy?
Have
I
a
see
little island.
marble cliff.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, it does good. I see it now.
Yeah, the little eye on the left there.
The eye and the little thing.
Oh my god. Where is that?
quite
Over to
enough.
the right?
Love him.
Is that over to the right somewhere? Oh yeah. That's the Marble Cliffs. By I think that's kind of near Cerulean Bay.
Yeah, where's Silverhill on this?
Well,
You ever decide-
here is that's Saints Haven,
Yeah.
and
Ah, Saint Haven. Wait, is Saints Haven 2 words? Have I been writing it wrong this entire
no,
time?
we just couldn't fit
Okay.
it.
Okay.
And then Silver Hill is the blue dot there.
Ah,
Wild.
Yes.
I can see my house on this map. Sorry. joke was there to make, so I made it. Okay, what else should we be researching?
Yes. What other locations were there?
Okay, so,
Till the desert.
well, those are the last ones, aside from, is that the anvil thing left to ask them from, so in terms of the actual places of power, one somewhere in the Viridian Sea, which I now know is a forest, the Great Salt Sea? Forest,
Yes.
or, actual sea, or salt flat?
Actual inland sea. Let me go ahead and... this is the location of the desert. Everything inside the red is desert.
Ah,
And the Great Salt Sea is in the desert.
Correct.
and the Salt Sea is an actual sea.
It is an inland ocean.
Okay.
It's disconnected from
Good to know.
any other ocean. It is extremely salty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm
I
Salt
was
Sea.
Oh,
born-
like me.
where it's real.
I rose
A real
from
high sodium.
glistening waves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that it takes after you, Falk.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Or me.
My home zone.
Falcon in sea form.
Yep.
Well, then apparently we need to draw a little gay friend for him.
Excellent.
Falcon's government assigned kin as a body of water.
Alright, moving on. I don't want to hear about that anymore.
My government assigned persona.
Pole. The Rylith Woods. I assume that's at the bottom of this map somewhere.
Yep, it's so far down that the picture didn't actually catch it.
I was gonna say, I see the vague shapes of trees at the very bottom. I assume that's
There's
the...
half of a
Falcon.
square with an X in it. A square with an X indicates place of power.
Okay. Oh, okay.
What?
So it's way down there.
The undersea vents. That's where the little dragon icon was, I assume.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and then there was one nearest to Saints Haven, the Wellspring of the World, or at least that's where the river that runs by Saints Haven comes from.
That's in the image that I posted with Saints Haven underlined in blue.
And then
It's a few mountains up.
Mount Comet.
Yeah,
have
it's-
we been there?
Mount Comet.
We've been there.
You
That's where we
have-
met the guy with the okay, the name escapes me, but he had a rug that attacked someone, and his friend was like his cloak. There we go. Okay, Comet. Yeah, like Comet's Glory, I think is what I had. Was city there.
There it
Yes,
is.
Oris was attacked by the rug. Orias, there we go.
Yes.
And Lady Sapphire currently runs the place.
Yes.
Oh no, she's assistant to the Mirror Queen who runs the place.
Yes,
And Mirror
of
Queen-
course.
I swear I'm paying attention. I just need to remember. Okay, yes. So, yes, place reared by a dragon.
Mhm.
Well, at least if the thing starts to pop out there, there's a dragon to fight it. Not that we want to get that far.
The Mirror
but,
Queen, who definitely isn't just Lady Sapphire, but the dragon form.
Okay, see, I got that she was dragon. I didn't got that was what Lady Sapphire was, because she's in my notes as the assistant to the Mirror Queen, because apparently I believed her on that.
You all
Incredible.
did! Every single one of you!
Look,
Nobody
I wasn't-
picked up on it.
I mean, look, do
I
you
know
expect
that I
Temp to
have-
pick up on things?
That's
Honestly?
fair.
Insight bonus of 8, but natural ones still happen.
Oh, and I know, I was just over here on the other end howling.
In my defense, I wasn't there.
That's fair. You get a bye.
The rest of us, shame, shame, shame.
I'd ask if Temp gets a bye, but isn't he already one?
Yep. Indeed he is. So that is Mount Comet, the tallest mountain in the world, and the town of Comet's Glory that lies in the valley that is on its slopes. As an aside, here is Suthara, the UNT homeland.
We're gonna have to deal with that at some point, probably.
Nah.
We're gonna have to deal with that at some point, probably.
Press X to doubt.
Don't worry about it. Listen, none of these items are in there, so as far as you can tell.
This is Hessa horror, like slowly running away from her problems.
Yeah. Hessa is not going there. It's gonna take a lot for her to go there. It's not happening.
Running from my problems count as cardio?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you can't cardio your demons. I've tried.
Damn. So, speaking of Hessa, why don't we go and handle Hessa's little adventure?
Oh boy.
You
Why is it an
Mizha,
adventure?
right?
What?
You were going to talk to Mizha, right?
Yeah? Why is that an adventure?
Don't worry about it. So, Mizha's in one of the houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you approach?
She'll just walk up, I guess. I assume at this point Hessa's been hanging out with Mizha a lot.
Yeah. For sure.
Especially after the whole stunt thing.
Snot.
Whatever. We haven't figured.
Sneeze.
We'll figure it out one day. Sneeze. She'll just walk up and like knock.
Sure. There's no answer.
She'll try the doorknob.
It's unlocked.
She'll just walk in.
Okay.
Mizha!
There's no answer.
She'll look around, I guess.
Roll perception.
Insight. Oh, perception. Oh, my new dice don't like it. Oof. That's an 8.
Don't worry, the DC was 5, because this is not hard to spot. You look through a couple of rooms, just kind of casually, because you're not expecting to find anything weird, so you're not looking that hard. But it's really hard to miss when you spot Mizha's halberd lying across the floor.
Oh.
Along with a small heap of other assorted items. A patchwork-looking bag. Some other small trinkets. And nothing else. Aside from the floor, which has a faint coating of black dust.
Fear?
What? Is her armor there?
No.
Okay. She'll walk in, I guess. And look in the room. Is there, like, signs of a struggle?
No. Oh, her shield is also there.
Oh.
I have concerns about what this black dust might be.
Has she looked through the whole house at this point?
Well, I mean, probably not, but
She'll run through the rest.
you don't
She's-
see Mizha.
She'll go back to that room. Is the stuff like does it look like somebody deliberately placed it there for a second to go and do something, or does it look like it fell?
It looks like it fell. It looks like somebody
Okay.
dropped an armful of trinkets, as well as a shield and a halberd.
Bears.
Okay. Oh. Hessel will run out and try and find somebody in her group.
Sure.
Roll
Who's the first person you locate?
Whoever is closest. I guess everybody was talking about the library, so she'll run to the library.
Okay, in the library you find Zakrau, Brahm, Skylark, and Tiska. Wait,
You guys just hear the
Shit.
door just like slam open. Hey guys, hey, hello. Should I be worried about black dust?
Out of
I'm
context.
I need to
Yeah, that's
explain
black
more.
molds. Be careful. Don't
Black
breathe it in.
dust. Are we talking?
I can't find Mizha. And all of her stuff is still here. And I'm a little worried. And it doesn't look like it was... It looks like she dropped it, and she wouldn't leave without her sword or her shield or any of her stuff. And I'm worried, you could say, just a little bit, maybe. Somebody come look in this.
Where? Yes.
She grabs Mir and just, like, drags her out.
Sure. Hessa drags you out to the main area, and then over to the house that Mizha had sort of taken up residence in. And sure enough, you see exactly what Hessa has described to you. In one of the rooms inside this building, there is a faint coating of black dust on the floor. It's not an even coat. Mir, with your passive, it's definitely high enough to pick up on this. It's not an even coat. It's more of like if you scorched the ground almost, but it's not scorch mark. It's just dust. It's not around like all the edges of the room. It's just in the middle. And then, of course, there are what looks to be most of Mizha's possessions, if not all of them, save her armor.
Oh dear. Like, potion-y alchemy check on this dust to figure out what this is?
I think that would just be an Arcana check.
I was wondering whether I could add my proficiency with the potion stuff to it or not.
I don't know if that would be possible.
Okay.
You don't know what it is, so...
I was just trying to figure out, like, what kind of compound this ash stuff is.
Ah. Sure, I'll allow it. Why not?
That didn't turn out great. 6.
It's... dust. I mean, it does kind of, like, smear a little. It's a little stickier, almost, but it's dust.
What is it?
I don't know. Can I at least determine whether it's, like, organic, or...
You've not really seen this before.
This isn't something I've seen before.
Huh.
I'd get Zakro in, but...
Can Hessa investigate the house and look for, like, anything that's disturbed?
Sure.
I don't know. Okay.
Go ahead, roll investigation.
Oh boy. Even worse. That is a 10. Never mind. Not as bad. It could have been way worse. Wait a
Look around
second.
the house.
Wait a second. Can I? I can treat that as a 10 because I'm cool now. 18.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's questionable sometimes. 18 instead.
Yes, rogue abilities.
Haha.
This is where rogues become bullshit. It's great.
Haha.
Okay. You take another sort of round about the house, and there is nothing amiss. There's no signs that there was any sort of fight. There's no disruptions in any of the room. None of the furniture has been moved around. None of the windows are broken. Nothing is knocked off a shelf or anything. It just looks like, out of nowhere, Mizha dumped all her shit on the ground, sprinkled some dust around in the area, and left.
You mean she didn't do that?
At this point, Hessa has gone just like very quiet and is just like stomping around this house looking for any sign of just anything.
Both of you
Like a
make
note or
just,
something.
Let's see. I don't even know if you need an ability for this. It's just a straight int.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just to see
16.
how good your deductive abilities are. Okay. Mir, you're still puzzling about this dust. You're too focused on it to sort of put the pieces together. But, Hessa, you didn't want this to be the case. You didn't. You really didn't. But you can't really deny it now. When you destroyed the final conduit, it released a wave of energy, or not energy, but anti-energy. Anti-magic, specifically. And, unfortunately for Mizha, she's made entirely of magic.
Oh, heck.
As far as you can tell, Mizha's gone.
Don't like that.
Well, Hessa walks back in to the room after coming to this conclusion, and she just starts picking up the pieces, I guess. She doesn't care about... She just walks straight through whatever Mir's looking at and just picking up stuff. She's very quiet.
Yes, it would seem that the dust is what is left of Mizha's form if she is killed.
Mir? She's gone.
What? What do you mean gone? Like she's gone out to get some milk, or?
I mean, it's very apparent. She's re-dead. I guess this was gonna happen.
Look.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
I guess it's... I mean... Is she like... She's gone back to Bashini, at least? Do we...
Who knows?
I like not knowing.
Yeah. It's not great. Hess is gonna walk over to her sword and shield and just pick it up and I guess tidy.
Specify. The thing is like 12 feet long.
Yeah, she doesn't pick it up well.
It's a big fucking halberd.
She kind of puts it in a corner with the shield and kind of like leans it up, like somebody would do if they were just putting down their weapons for a second.
Sure.
And she'll gather up everything, and she'll pick up Mir. Well, not pick her up, but bring her with her.
Mir's
We need to...
Mir's... Yeah, Mir's crying. She's also praying that Mizha made it back to Bashini okay. Like, I don't know who's listening these days. But please... Let Mizha be okay. Let her go back to Bashini. So she can be there.
Hessa will just tell everyone she just looks blank-faced. She's... I don't know. She'll just walk up to everyone and just tell them.
All of you learn, one by one, that your companion, Mizha, has been... What's the word I'm looking for?
Disintegrated?
Yeeted off this mortal coil.
Disintegrated.
Dismissed, perhaps? For the moment. Discorporated. Now I'm actually struggling for the word. Shit. No, it's not. It's not
Retired.
dispatched.
Retired. That's so sad.
Recalled? No,
Oh.
not exactly recalled.
Forcefully recalled.
No, that's not right. Opens up thesaurus.com. Give me a hot second here. Nope,
I'm
that.
guessing sending only works across the same plane. Like, hey.
Sending does work across separate planes, but it has, I think, a 5% chance of failure.
Yes. Still struggling with this word.
She's not here anymore, is the important point.
Yes.
Yeah. Hessa will, I guess, gather everyone in the library and explain what's happening.
Dispelled, I believe that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Chat says her meat suit privileges have been revoked.
Cursed.
Thanks, chat.
So,
No.
Wrong, but also, why?
Chat.
Why must you do this?
Are you going to attempt to contact Mizha or something?
I don't have prepared today, I don't think, but I could do sending tomorrow. Right, check in with her.
She certainly hasn't magically reappeared by the next day, so you're welcome to try.
Okay. Well, we'll try some of that there sending.
Right. Let me see if it succeeds. Okay. Give me a minute. What do you send? What message?
That's a good question. Okay, they can't answer, so I guess, let us know if you're alright, if you're with Bashini, or if you're in need of rescue somewhere. Want to know that you're okay.
Alright.
I mean, you're dead, obviously, but, like, your soul and stuff?
Incredible.
Alright. The message, as far as you can tell, has sent.
Wait for a reply? Get an answer?
Okay. Let's see here.
They can answer in a like manner immediately if they... the message.
This requires me to do some actual... Okay. You do get a response.
What's the response?
Is it just the word fuck over and over again?
That would be hilarious. But no. And you hear it... not quite... You don't hear it in a voice. Which is odd. But you do understand the words. And the words are... Fear not, dear bird. As long as I wear my armor, I'm okay. Just wait a little while.
Okay.
So she'll be back?
We hope. Mira's going to say some prayers to her gods, and also, if she's willing to listen to someone who isn't technically part of her flock, but to Bashini, to see that her, the paladin as well.
Of course.
I guess that's it then. I'll relay things to the rest of the party.
You have confirmation that Mizha is somewhere and all right.
Well, that's better than nothing, I suppose.
Indeed.
Alright. Guess we should, start figuring out this whole saving the world business so there's a world for Mizha to come back and see us in.
Absolutely. We're gonna take a quick break.
Okay.
Okay.
There'll be a little, however many minutes break, 10 minutes probably-ish. And I'll see you guys back here at 8:50 or so.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Let's find some music to play. What's one of these? I usually play like Dark Angel or something. But, should try a new one. I think I used Weirder Things last time. Ooh, Dark City's fun. Ooh, Dark City. Alright, I'll see you back here in just a minute. Just 10 minutes or so. I have returned. Let's go see about my players. What? Aww. Ah, they're so sweet. One day long enough. Just get it to get over her Nat 1 imposed fear of the Underdark. I think that's a character trait now. That's probably not. That's too much. Be funny though. Lurker doing lurker things. Alright. Hello.
Hello.
A.
Alright, so has everybody returned?
No, I'm not back.
I think everybody's back. Wait, is Shinty back? Yes.
I believe so, yes.
We're good.
Excellent. So, you now have some notes, some ideas. What do you want to do? Saints Haven no longer needs your presence. And you have what is, without doubt, the most advanced airship on the planet.
Damn right.
Okay, two things actually. One, have we talked to all of the scientists and explained like the whole situation?
Yes.
Cool.
Do we
Two.
want
Okay.
it?
Who knew? My second question was, do we want to talk to Azza?
Ah, yes, the TV.
I feel like we need to start off with that, because I am. Wait, is the Rock around? Our best friend.
Dwayne the Scrying Stone Johnson.
Where's Dwayne? Where's that lovable little
I don't
scale?
think
still
Dwayne's-
bag.
Yeah, I don't think Dwayne's ever come out of the bag.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. He's awful. I hate him. But
What with the murder?
yeah, they tried to kill us, so maybe we should deal with that, or we could keep running. I'm okay with that.
I mean, I was under the impression that now that the rift is closed, they had no reason to want us dead because they'd have nothing to gain from it. But
Should we
might
talk to them?
have that.
I don't know.
That is your assumption.
I'm going off of what Leo told us.
Of course.
Okay, I'm back again.
Boy,
Peter wants to be a bitch. An update, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Same to
I'm
the bitch
all
thing.
For, I'm all for the avoidance tactic.
avoidance of what?
Avoiding.
Of Azith.
It was brought up that you may want to speak to Azith TV since they did try to kill you.
Just a little bit of friendly murder. Don't worry about it.
What's a little murder between friends, am I right?
It's a little murder at your employees.
Yeah.
Nothing but
Also-
capitalism.
That popped into my head was typical capitalism.
Okay, so we're gonna actively ignore them. I'm good with that. Should we get rid of Dwayne? Just keep him in the bag.
I have a temptation to send it back to them with a passive aggressive note.
Ooh, I'm all for passive aggressiveness. Let's do it.
Mail it back to them with a note like, "You're welcome for saving the world, you jerks."
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
they
that's
not
are
what-
not aware that you know that they
Yeah.
Yeah.
tried to have Leo kill you.
I feel like knowledge that I feel like letting them know that we know that they tried to kill us,
Might not be the best thing.
not a good course of action. Because then they might be inclined to keep trying to kill us so that we don't blackmail them with that knowledge or some
Mhm.
such other thing. That
Ah,
would be a reputation in business.
maybe we just go put this back on the lamppost we found it on.
Yeah,
Don't you have to go back to that city? Or did you find it here?
Oh, we
You
got
found
it.
we found it.
You stole
Oh,
it.
okay.
Funnily enough,
appropriated it. Insane save.
This is actually really funny. If you do, it's going to be the only functioning stone in the city.
Because of the anti-magic.
Because of the anti-magic blast.
That's hilarious. That's more confusing than if we just left it in the bag.
It's with me when the magic blast happens, so...
Let's just... Well, I say we leave it in the bag, and maybe it'll be important later. Use it, I don't know. Right?
It had magic on it, didn't it?
It did. I think someone used detect magic, and you detected around it divination. I think maybe a little bit of conjuration or something, and then also necromancy.
It was JD, and I don't think they told us.
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't think they ever. After you explained that, we never went back to that. So nobody knows.
For that.
Could you try that one again, Echo?
I said I don't think we ever pursued an explanation for that yet.
Yeah.
Not.
So I am pretty curious about that.
Mm-hmm.
None of us know about it, though. Unless JD told us, which I don't know.
I do not know. I do not remember if Zakro revealed that information or not.
I don't think Zachary did.
Zach shared it, but I could be misremembering.
If they did
It was
then
explained.
none of you and none of the scientists know.
Yeah, it was explained at the end of an episode, and nobody has went back to that since, so it's never been established whether or not it was explained to everyone else.
Do we think Zakro would have told people about that?
That's a JD question.
I feel like he would have, just because he's kind of, like, I would say a little bit impulsive, and I feel like that's not something he would have kept to himself, but that's just my analysis.
I feel like this is, and again, this is just like that. This is just me, but I feel like it's not like a personal secret or something. It's something that could possibly be harmful to the other people. So I feel like he would have mentioned it.
Yeah, I also feel like that's something that it's like maybe he didn't necessarily. I feel like it's something that he would have just blurted out the second he noticed it.
Oh, possibly. Well, I mean, not if he knows the stone is watching.
Oh, that's true.
He does have a little bit of common sense. Not a lot, but a little.
Just a little bit.
Just a
smidge. Okay, so we
can have a little common sense.
So we do know that it had that. It was necromantic or whatever.
I'm going to say yes.
Cool. Yeah, do we want to pursue that? Should we just ignore it? Again, I'm all up for avoidance.
The only thing you know is that it had necromantic magic aura. Like, it was touched by the school. You don't know anything else about it. No specifics.
I'm very curious about how, like, what the deal is with that. I'm not sure how important or relevant it is my only thing. On a personal level, on a purely personal level, I would like to pursue it, but
quick question.
On a priority, it's low.
Alexander's like an artificer. Is that strictly mechanical, or does it also involve magic?
It involves magic, but only a very little bit. Like, the maximum magic he can do is work an enchantment into something over the course of several weeks, or make something like your smoke masks.
I mean, we could ask him.
I mean, why not?
No science.
That's fine with me. Okay. Everybody else okay with that? Yeah. What was that, Echo?
Who are we asking? I'm asking who. Okay. Yeah, that seems like a solid person to ask that question.
Let's not take him out of the bag of holding, though. I don't trust that thing.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we can ask him about it if we can't take it out, though, is part of the problem.
That's true. We don't want Azith to know, per se, that we know.
I'm pretty sure there are spells that can keep you from being divined on.
Non-detection. It's 3rd level, I believe.
Yeah.
Or, well, yeah, okay.
So if anybody we know has that kind of a spell, we could cast that in an area and get that, and then take it out for him to look at, because then it still wouldn't be able to see us.
Sounds good to me.
Wizard.
I know nothing about magic,
Because
so I trust you guys.
I know we have Lorelei is also a wizard, and there's probably other wizards among the scientists.
Oh, many.
I'm sorry, I misheard you, and I heard Lorelei is also a lizard, and I was very confused for a second
she is
there.
a dragonborn.
Fair.
So she's that too, but the word I said was wizard with a W. I mean, it would have to be a scientist we trust, but I trust Lorelei at the very least. If she might have that spell.
Okay, you want to ask her about it?
Yeah.
Alright. Lorelei, I'm checking her spell list now. To see what she's got, because I think I remember I gave her a bunch of stuff, because she doesn't do anything except hang around and add things to her spellbook. So let's see here. Alright, so what did you want to do with Lorelei? Just wander up and ask her about it, or what?
Yeah, I guess we'll say, hey, Lorelei, so the magic first thing knocked out most of these, but we still had one. We were kind of curious about what kind of magic specifically went into these things, besides just...
Okay, so you're just asking her, she's like, what, the scrying stones?
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of divination, and there's not really a whole lot else to it.
Have you ever looked into them yourself?
No?
The thing is, when we were in one of the planes, Zagral found some necromantic magic on the one that we have. So we wanted to look into that specifically, but also we're not sure if it's necessarily a good idea that other people know that we're looking into it. So we were wondering if you could cast a spell that would make it so that we can take it out of the bag of holding, but it doesn't transmit.
Okay. Necromancy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's not
I would
supposed
like
to be there.
once she says that, is she telling the truth?
Insight, I believe.
Insight.
Insight?
Yeah.
22.
Yeah. She appears fully surprised by the when you say necromancy. She was not expecting that.
All right.
Let's see here. She pauses and she says, "Okay, so you want like an area where you can look at this and not have it scry out, I guess?"
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
Okay.
I have something that could almost do it, but I don't think I don't think it can stop signals passing in or out. I mean, it can stop teleportation, but not active scry. Well, that depends on whether it's active or not.
I think they're constantly active, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought, which would mean that my spell would have no effect on it. Google's scrying stone 5e.
You worked for Azith for a while, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, sort of tangentially, but yes.
Why do you maybe know why they would want to put this kind of magic into this? It's not typically what they use to make these, right?
No, it's not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to have I want to take a look at it myself, but I don't want to take it out now. So, yet you're not supposed to have necromancy in a scrying stone. It doesn't have a place there. There's no reason for it.
Like, what? I'm trying to think what kind of reason they would have for it, because, like, what kind of things can necromancy do? I mean, like, make zombies, I guess, but besides that?
It can, well, I mean, technically all spells that restore life or alter life are necromancy.
Raise Dead and Revivify are both necromancy as well.
Right, exactly. So, I'm not certain. It can do a lot of different things. And she pauses, and she goes, okay, so, let me check my... she's actually going to check her computer and do some sort of looking into the stuff in there. And you know,
should we bring Alexander over for this conversation?
What? I
Because we
don't
wanna-
see why.
Well, he would know more in terms of...
No, he's
Yeah.
not a wizard, so... I
Okay.
don't think he'll have much more in the way of magic knowledge.
Okay.
Noodle is strictly potions.
Yeah, Noodle won't be much help here, sorry.
Okay, just figured we'd cover all the bases.
Sure, yeah. She checks over her... Let's see here. She checks over her computer for a minute. As far as I can tell... Scrying Stone is not a 5th edition item. Which is interesting.
Is it listed like Crystal Ball?
Let's see. There is Crystal Ball. But, and I think... Well, this is old stuff. Crystal Ball of Mind Reading. What? Crystal Ball. Well, scrying. Okay, so it's all... Okay. So actually, she looks over her computer, and then she says, okay, wait, actually, so, I think, from what I can see in the information that I have, and I do have, like, Azith's, handbooks and stuff, and somewhere in here there are sort of, it's in the, like, the disclosure agreements, not the disclosure agreements, the broadcast agreements, you know, the agreements that you sign to allow your image to be distributed for profit.
Again, we never signed anything. I didn't, and I'm pretty sure no one else did.
Oh, well.
I don't think I did.
Nope.
They were handed money, but they never actually had to sign anything. That is weird, come to think of it.
That
I'm
is
just
weird.
gonna say that's shifty. Just saying.
Pretty sketchy, honestly.
No, I agree.
Somewhat concerning.
No, trust me, I am also concerned now. So, there's that.
Sorry?
Sorry.
Figured it was better you knew.
Yeah, no, yeah. I get it. So as far as I can tell, what it does is allows you, it allows something to scry through it, but the spell has to be refreshed. And so far, it hasn't refreshed, because I don't think it does it more than once a day. But, well, that does mean that all of these should refresh pretty soon, probably hereabouts.
Wait. Can we use one of the dead ones and look at that one?
No, it won't have any magical signals coming off of it. At least until it refreshes. Well,
Once it refreshes, look at it.
How
Yeah.
often does it refresh? It's been a day or so.
yeah, so what time is it? Is it still morning?
Yeah, I assume so.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, then if it hits the I'm guessing they refresh every 24 hours or so, at some sort of predetermined time, I don't know, it could be noon, it could be midnight, I'm not sure what it is, but I don't think it's happened yet, because I don't see any of them active at the moment. There will be a sort of, like a signal, kind of, that emanates from Azith, and it will reactivate all of them. But the important part about that is that that will refresh the spell on the stone you have. So if this stone is in an area that's cut off from various scrying magics at the point in time when it refreshes, then the pushed secondary spell won't connect to the stone anymore, and it will be active, but not used at that moment, and we could look at it. Does that make sense? I'm trying to
Yeah.
not...
Air pops it back in the bag of holding and says, like an extra-dimensional space like this?
No, because you can't see in there, and also you can't be in there because you'd suffocate.
I meant, like, if we had it in here when they refreshed.
No,
So,
I
like,
mean...
if we figure out when the time is that it refreshes.
Yes, so I can cast a spell that will prevent the transmission of scrying magic in or out for 24 hours, which would actually definitely be enough. And I can use that area to cut this stone off from the network as a whole, and then once I do that, that should be accessible to us without, you know, alerting the rest of the network, or allowing... I'm trying to not use complicated terminology. Give me a second. Okay. It shouldn't be able to look at us anymore. Just...
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, the point is, if you want me to, I can set that spell up and try to have it active by, I don't know, sometime this afternoon, and then we should be able to kind of get to work on it.
You want foliage now, or do you need it, or?
If anybody has any lead, that would be useful.
I don't think so. I could make you a stone wall.
I think Temp just has semi-precious metals.
I can go find some.
No lead.
I'll just use my focus for it. It's fine.
Make you a thick rock wall if you need it.
No, that's okay. It was just for component stuff. Give me about 15 minutes, and I'll have this up and running. Where do you want this area that you want to look at it in?
Wherever would be most convenient for you.
Alright, I'll probably just do it, well, not here, because then they'll know.
Yeah.
Do we want Azith knowing where we are?
Probably not.
Do we want to do it outside of the city then? Or move the ship? Do it inside the ship?
Oh, we could just do it
Somewhere.
inside your ship.
Yeah, inside would be great. Because inside the ship can be anywhere, and then also it's like reasonably contained, and you could probably, if you needed or wanted to, set up a lab with it in the ship.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Do you want to come with us, by the way? I don't know if you had something after this, but if you want to, like, stay in the ship with us, you can.
She kind of stops there for a second, and she looks rather wide-eyed, and she goes, well, I mean, yeah, I
As
guess
long as
I don't
everyone
really-
else is okay as well.
I don't really
Sorry,
have
I
any
just...
research to do here anymore, because it's gone. But, you know what? Yeah, actually, yes. Partially because, well, this is partly my fault, so I should be the one to fix it, or at least help. And partially because that will give me an opportunity to study it when it does show up again.
Yeah.
Which is not really good motivation now that I think about it. You forget I said
mean-
that. Just go with the saving the world bit.
I think it makes sense.
Well, I guess the main question is, will it just be you? Did anyone else want to come along, or?
I can ask around, but it's probably just gonna be me. The others,
Wanted
well,
to
I
come
mean,
in.
after the hand incident, they're not really keen on interacting with the Rift anymore.
Fair enough. Well, if they
Yeah.
want to ride somewhere, they're welcome to ask.
Sure, I'll let them know.
To help moving equipment or stuff, personal stuff, let me know.
For sure, yeah.
Set you up a room in the ship.
Yeah,
The lab.
yeah. I guess I'll get that started then. And you guys, you can authorize her into the ship because you have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
And Lorelei will move onto your ship. She'll slowly transfer a bunch of her various computer gear into one of the rooms on your ship. One of the ones with a window that looks outside. She likes to see outside. It's not so much a window, it's just like you can see through the wall. But they can't see in. Because magic. And if you give her a little while, she will cast the spell Private Sanctum. And create an area within the ship as large as 100 feet on each side. It lasts for 24 hours. And she will choose all of the effects, because why not?
Yeah.
Sound cannot pass through the barrier at the edge of the warded area. The barrier of the warded area appears dark and foggy, preventing vision through it. Well, she won't do that one. There's no reason for it. Sensors created by divination spells can't appear inside the protected area or pass through the barrier at its perimeter. Creatures in the area can't be targeted by divination spells. Nothing can teleport into or out of the warded area. Planar travel is blocked within the warded area.
Okay.
So she will put that inside, which ideally should prevent a sensor from a divination spell, i.e. the pushed creation of the scrying and a sensor on the scrying stone from appearing. And then it's just waiting. And we don't have to talk about waiting. We know what that's like. So, at...
Your crochets, it's fine.
It's actually probably only a few hours later when she's like, hold up. I think that was it. Look. And she points out a stone which looks exactly the same to you, and she says, look, it's working again.
I
Okay.
trust you.
I believe that.
Alright.
Don't know about that kind of magic.
Yeah, she cast her spell and then had you bring the scrying stone into the sanctum area, which is inside her new lab that she's getting set up, and leave it on the table so that it would be on the same plane at the time. And she'll call whoever's on the ship at the moment in to check this thing out, and she'll cast Detect Magic, and she will go, oh, yeah, no, that's got necromancy on it. That sure does. Okay, so the next step is finding out why.
What purpose does it serve?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. And she'll actually go through a couple of different spells. You see she's like identify, some other stuff, and she sits back after a little while, and she looks at it, and she goes, this is really weird. It doesn't do anything actively. Like, it doesn't reach out or anything. But as far as I can tell, it will affect a soul that comes near it.
Well, that's delightful.
But I don't know how. I'm not sure. I'd have to test it.
Oh, that's...
Does anybody have like, a
Ominous.
mouse or something?
I can
What?
walk by one of them if you want.
No, I mean a soul that's not in a body. Something a little freer.
Oh, I've got egg. It's not gonna hurt her.
Well, yeah.
I could
That's why I asked for like a
animal.
mouse. We're gonna have to kill it.
Oh.
I could just, like, conjure animals or something?
Oh no.
I don't know if that would work. It doesn't have to be immortal. I mean,
I could send egg to catch something.
yeah, sure. Just like a normal mouse. That would be good.
I tell egg to do the thing.
Okay.
And I have to
What's Egg right now?
find her stats. A
Oh
cat.
god, I think she's an imp at the moment.
Oh, she is an imp right now.
I don't think catching something will be that hard for an imp. It's got
Yeah.
Do I
magic.
have? Yeah, I have imp
Tell
staff.
her to bring it back alive, please.
Yeah, no,
We
we
need to
we need it alive. We have to kill it here. Because otherwise the soul's just gonna go away.
Be nice to it. Don't kill it, please.
Okay, I guess
Does the thing, I guess.
I guess roll for catching a mouse?
What do I add to catching a mouse?
I have no
Is it
idea.
dexterity?
I guess.
Okay, I'm adding dex. 18.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay.
Egg returns in pretty short time with just an ordinary dormouse. just like a mouse. And Lorelei's like, okay, perfect. Okay, so sorry little guy, I'm gonna kill this thing. And I don't think the sanctum has anything to do with necromancy at all, so here, hand it over.
Egg looks very conflicted for a second, and then hands it over.
Okay, I'm not sure what that look was about. Did you want
It
this
was
or something?
very-
I'm very... You can
was
have it back
very-
when it's dead.
It was very clearly like a kind of murderous looking look, but it's
Okay.
an imp. It wouldn't do that, right? Probably.
What the fuck? Are you saying your pet
Don't
your
worry about
egg
it.
wants to kill Lorelei?
I feel like Egg's always like
Egg
I
I think
egg something.
in.
What?
Egg something. I
Hello?
don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, my thought is whatever shape egg is in has the personality of the cat, so like the look like the eye heathen is just par for the course.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Then
Not
yes.
like actual murder, but like thought
a
about it.
fuck in
Got it.
particular.
Feline pain.
Okay, gotcha. And Lorelei, she pauses and she puts the mouse on the table and then puts like a jar over it so it can't get away. And she glances around. She goes, "Actually, let's see if I can make this. Hold on, I did a variation on. I combined some spells, and I think I can make this work." And she casts something, and abruptly, all of you are able to see these like very faint, shimmery auras around various items, mostly around like yourselves and your possessions. And she goes, "Oh, perfect, it worked. Okay, so this should allow you to see magic for a little bit at least. It's like detect magic, but it's only in this small area, and everybody can see it."
Neat.
Okay, it's
That's
helpful because I don't have to cast it 17 times. Okay, so here we go. And she scoots the mouse in the jar over towards where the stone is lying on the table, and she goes, "Sorry," and snaps her fingers, and the mouse dies. It just falls over dead. And after a moment, you do see this little like wispy sort of curl of energy that's about the same color as the mouse, and it drifts up off the mouse's body and kind of floats there for a second, and then it starts to move like almost in a hopping motion like a mouse would, and then abruptly it stops and it's frozen for a second, and then its image like stretches out and distorts, and it is sucked into the stone, and then it's gone.
Oh!
that's
Just-
concerning.
And she goes,
Hypothetical question
"Oh."
here. How many people have we killed around this rock?
You know, I don't know the answer to that, but
Oh boy.
I think I know where they went.
Whew.
I'm glad none of us have died when we've had this out.
Yeah, no, that's super good, because, I think it might have eaten you.
Yeah, I don't
Looking
Like-
in horror at this rock. What the fuck?
Why is it, why? What's the point of that? They're up on light poles, I don't understand why but...
Does that mean anybody who's
I
died
mean-
in Thankshaven has gotten swooped into this?
No, because, look at it, it's not a storage unit. There's nothing in there, where did it go?
So obviously it's being sent to somewhere, and I'm assuming that. I mean, the the proliferation until recently of magical creatures in Saints Haven probably provided, and the fact that they would fight over territory within Saints Haven to the death frequently probably provided a pretty steady stream of souls for whatever this was.
Okay, so you're saying... No, yeah, because they were scattered all over the city. Okay, you're saying they were placed here specifically to, I guess, farm, for lack of a better term, souls off of the creatures in Saints Haven.
I'm saying that's what makes the most sense to me right now.
Okay.
You know, I trust you, so I'm gonna take the leap. Azith tried to have us killed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Leon, they told Leo to, kill us, but he decided not to because he's a cool guy and, Carly likes us, so,
Where did... I guess he...
we're not dead.
Well,
but
that's good. Where did he go?
no clue.
Okay.
Not a single idea. But,
Great. I didn't know he was capable of killing anything.
yeah, so they told Leon to kill us, and he said no, and dipped so that they wouldn't do something
You're broken
wild and
pretty
crazy.
hard, I gotta say.
I am so sorry. So, Leon didn't kill us, which is good.
Leo's gone, but I'm really glad he didn't follow through on that particular order.
Yeah, we're glad to.
Yeah, so for all of us, I think,
Why? Did he tell you why?
he said that they wanted us dead because the betting on the, on the thing, on the fights between the creatures was good, but if this is
No, that's not it at
actually
all.
the purpose of this was, that would make a lot of sense too as to why they wouldn't want us to stop their influx of creatures.
They
I
didn't...
was told because capitalism, but I suspect it's something worse, if you can believe that there's something worse than that.
They didn't want the rift destroyed. Because this way it was giving them creatures that died in there. To say nothing of the rest of the time the stones were here in Saints Haven without the rift and people just living their lives and dying in Saints Haven, I guess.
That's what I was saying!
I guess that's just normal, huh?
Died in
Yeah, so apparently they've also got like a bunch of people souls that didn't go to the planes that they were supposed to go to, I assume.
I guess not.
So
Because
there's a
I
lot
don't know if you
happening
noticed,
here.
but the divination magic isn't the same as the necromancy. The divination magic isn't functioning now, but the necromancy sure as hell is. So that's been functioning even when they haven't been filming. Every time they've been the stones have been here for years. They've been stopping the people of Saints Haven from going to their designated planes after death for years. And nobody picked up on it?
I mean, if anyone picked up on it, they probably died as well. Of less natural causes.
Because, I mean, the reason we didn't want Azith to find out that we were looking into this because we know that they're willing to kill people over less than having massive amounts of blackmail material on them. So...
Okay, what
the
hell do they need all those souls for?
That's what I'd like to know.
Question, and I doubt we'll like the answer.
You know, I'm with you on that, Camp. I'm pretty sure we won't.
And this is really annoying because we have this kind of whole saving the world thing that we have to do, but I feel like whoever dies in Saints Haven in the next year while we're trying to fix the whole saving the world thing is not acceptable collateral damage for not investigating this and fixing it.
You're right.
So, there's a lot of not good happening. This is bad.
Yes. No, you're right. Tiska,
Yeah.
what's your alignment?
Neutral good.
Okay. If it wasn't good yet, it would have shifted just then.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I think just smashing all the stones is not gonna work.
They're gonna find out if you do that.
Yeah, they're definitely...
Okay,
This-
we want to keep this on the down low.
We want to keep this on the down low. This is something that calls for covert
I'm not used to
operations.
trying to hold on to this kind of information about what people are doing.
Okay.
Like, I've sneaked, just not this.
Man.
It couldn't have sucked. I know that it didn't suck up Mizha, did it?
I hope not.
Like, it couldn't have done that, right?
I mean, I don't know for certain, but she said she was okay where she is.
Yes. From
Yeah,
what you
I don't-
gathered, Mizha was safe and sound with Bashini.
Yeah, I don't think Bashini would even let that happen. But,
Because the anti-magic blast knocked out all of the stones.
Nice.
So all of them were
yeah.
non-functional until just now,
yeah.
Oh boy.
when they all reactivated.
I'm glad it didn't happen at any other time.
Yeah.
Fucking messed up!
Why the hell?
I
did
mean,
they
I
let
feel
all
like
those
the
souls?
easiest way to prevent more tragedy with this would just be to keep people out of Saints Haven, but as soon as Azith and like everybody else realizes that the rift is completely gone now, people are gonna want to come back to their homes.
They're gonna. No, you're right. They're gonna want to come back. We have to. I don't
know.
I don't know. I don't. So
We don't have time.
we don't. We have 1 year to handle this. The
Yeah.
everything. We have 1 year to handle the everything, and then
Yeah.
as little time as possible to handle this specific situation.
Yeah.
And don't know how to do that.
I guess
mean,
we
we don't know-
need to destroy them? Kill them?
What do we
Yeah.
the organization of Azith as a group, like as a company?
What do I know about them?
Yeah, or anybody here, but you would probably know the most because you've worked for them, sort of.
Well, yeah, but I don't. Okay, so I didn't work. I mean, I worked for them, but I wasn't like as an employee. I was like a contracted scientist. Yeah. As far as I know, they're a elvish-run company that is somewhere in the Etria Iril region, and they broadcast to most of the world, and they just sort of pick up on various stories and keep people entertained and stuff.
These things aren't set up anywhere else, right?
Well,
I'll say, how far does their broadcasting go? How?
well, they are a
Ew.
news. They're primarily a news. I mean, this was entertainment. Well, allegedly it was entertainment, but they're mostly for news, and they will have people kind of go around with their stones to pick up on stories around the world.
I mean, we don't know if any of the stones, besides the Saints Haven stones, have this soul-eating property.
No, you're right. That's true. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe somebody would have picked up on it if it were all of them. Especially somebody in Iril, since the university's there, and somebody would have used a detect magic around some of these at some point and noticed that they were, I don't know, non-traditional, non-standard.
Yeah.
But Leo did talk about how they were very powerful, correct? I don't forget
Did he?
the. I mean,
He did something to negate the effects of some of them in a certain area, but I think that was probably just the divination effect. It was probably a similar spell to what you've done here.
I mean, it might have just packed snow over top of him.
That too.
You can't see out of it. If
I mean,
it's covered.
Yeah.
it's very easy to set up a group of people to take care of somebody that's learned too much.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, powerful organizations assassinate people all the time, I think. It's just whether or not we get to learn about it.
Yeah.
And as Azith is specifically a news and information broadcasting company, they're pretty good at controlling the flow of information, I would assume. So,
It's a really good point that you make.
there's no winning here. There's gotta be winning somewhere. We gotta...
Why don't... Okay, do we want to take care of this before we go on our global journey?
I think at the very least,
Probably.
with some reason to keep Saints Haven under lockdown. So we don't want more people coming in.
I mean, we don't know the after effects of the rift being destroyed. So, I mean, we could maybe at least buy a little bit of time with something excuse, magical energy, something.
Well, I mean,
I'm
the Rift Regulation and Cleanup Force should probably come in and handle anything else that came out, as they usually do, but I don't think that's going to take long, and they're run by Azith anyway.
yeah.
But at least that would, I mean, if we report to them saying that the Rift Regulation Cleanup Force has to come in and do whatever, then at least that'll, I guess, postpone the re-entry by, I don't know,
It'll
a couple
buy
weeks maybe?
a bit of time. Yeah.
That's a good
Which is
start,
something-
but these scrying stones are everywhere, right? People
they're
are
all-
walking around with them, and in populated areas.
Right, but
We're taking care of this city, but
Do we know where Azith headquarters is?
well, they have a lot of different locations all over the continent. I think you found a big one in Etria. That was a pretty
Yeah.
large one, but
Where's the one that the footage of Saints Haven specifically gets processed?
well, that's probably gonna go to their main location, which is back in Iril. It's in the woodlands, I think somewhere in the southern portion. I don't know.
Okay.
I never really paid attention.
I think that would be the most likely location where the whatever this is probably concentrated.
Okay.
So that's something to go off of. As far as eventually stopping it, infiltrating that would be our best bet, I think.
Right, okay. Okay, alright. So we'll have to head there. If we request our whatever it is, I forget the acronym. If we request them, it's gonna at least be we'll have about 2 weeks of time that we have to get this handled before people move back in.
Yeah.
So that does give us that much, and I don't think that getting there quickly is gonna be much of an issue.
Yeah. And I mean, if we use, I feel like I feel like we can multitask at least a little bit. Because there's several of us. So, at the very least, we can use that 2 weeks to maybe figure out some more stuff with the items we're supposed to be getting. And then also, and like maybe get some connections to like dye merchants and maybe somebody who could get us into the Underdark, even though I still think I don't like it, but we're gonna have to do it. But if we can, like, use those 2 weeks to get connections for that, and also to strategize what we're gonna do about Azith, I feel... That's the best I got.
No, I mean, yeah. Another thing, though, like, you mentioned infiltration. What are you exactly planning to do there? Because they super know who you are.
That would be easy. We go in as ourselves. We already wanted to talk to them about paperwork that we didn't sign, so we could go in there just saying we're gonna file a lawsuit or something.
Or that we want to discuss the future of the show now that the rift is closed.
Yeah, we could do something simple like that. We need to talk to whoever's in charge about these things.
Yeah, alright, I mean, that would probably work.
I'm not sure if they would let us bring any kind of weaponry in there, though.
Probably not. You might have to...
We can hide things. Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. Pocket dimensions are not hard to come by.
Oh yeah, we can use those too.
Can you use what?
Pocket dimensions.
Oh, yeah.
Like a bag of holding, but it's invisible. And immaterial.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a...
Really
yeah,
useful.
so that...
Okay, so... I guess we're gonna... Oh boy. So I guess we're gonna try and handle this. I guess we're gonna put the Emperor on hold because... somebody's committing atrocities.
Cool beans.
Bless you.
Well, it sounds like we at least have the beginnings of a plan of action. I'm gonna go provision the ship,
Yeah.
and then I guess we're headed...
Does anyone have anything they want to do in the town before they leave?
Yeah.
I do want to bring this up. Do you plan on heading directly towards Iril? Or around the desert? That matters. Because you have to go, if you're heading directly towards it, we're gonna have to go across the desert, which is straight through the Empress's territory.
Right.
We could go straight through and do two things at once.
I mean, we've got a flying ship.
Her so that, she doesn't strike us out of the sky.
Yeah, I mean, like, do the thing that we're supposed to do in the desert anyway, and get the Fulgurite and, like, make our presence to her.
Before we go...
Make the tribute.
Or the tribute.
And then do that on the way there, and, yeah.
Okay, so you do just want to go into her... Okay, yeah, no, yeah, if we have to talk to her anyway. I guess that's...
Yeah. We should talk to her anyway, so we might as well do it on the way. And that'll save us some time later.
That's true, it would avoid it going south.
Yeah.
What was that?
We need some form of tribute for her, though, yes? Dies?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking we could, because, I mean, how long is it going to take for us to get there if we go directly through the desert?
At least 2 days less.
Okay. How long
Sorry, go on.
No, like, how long, like, it would be 2 days less going through the desert than going around, but, like, how long total would it take us to get there?
Going through the desert, I don't know, 4 or 5 days?
Okay. So, if we can buy ourselves 2 weeks, by pulling through the RRCC, then, we can use 1 week to get a proper tribute for the Empress, and then leave ourselves a week to go through the desert and get to...
Depends on where are you getting this tribute from, because if you're going all the way to Viridian Sea, then that's going to take way longer than 2 weeks. We're gonna have to make the detour all the way down there, then find it and bring it back. Maybe she'll let us go through anyways. I mean, mostly people just give her tribute so that she protects them from various stuff, but I really think that we probably don't really need much in the way of protection. We are in a...
I mean... It's not so much that we would need the tribute for protection, it's we would need the tribute to get the thing that we need from her. Or at least from her desert.
The Fulgurite would be special because if we could get her to, like, breathe lightning into the sand and make the Fulgurite, that way would be pretty special.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that would be the best bet.
Significance of the thing is important to the magic.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe this is a stupid suggestion, but maybe we could just go there and then ask her what she wants, and then go get it.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
That's actually a good idea.
That would prevent us from having to spend the time going somewhere else and risk losing our window. Because I don't know how long it will take us to actually figure out what's going on at Azeth and shut it down.
Yeah. So, that's...
Yeah, I mean, probably she might have something, instead of, like, a thing of dyes or something, she might have some task she wants us to do.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah. Because if we can set the terms of a negotiation up, like, before, instead of just going out of our way and getting something silly, and then she's like, no, this isn't enough, you have to go get something else or do something else, that set reasonable expectations before we actually do a thing. That's a good idea. So then, that would give us... So then all we would need would be maybe like a couple of days to make sure we have everything set down on this end, and then we could go in like a day or two and do that, get that information, figure out what we would need to do for her, and then go fix the problems with Azeth.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But it's something of a plan.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, I mean... Alright, that's
what we got, I guess.
what we got.
A plan is better than no plan. Even if it's not perfect.
Yep, that's true.
We have a direction, and we have knowledge we did not have before.
Yeah.
Yes.
The equipment on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I guess we better get started then, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
Maybe we should bring Mizha's stuff, in case she comes back.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been meaning to say, Hessa did that probably during, like, the couple of hours everybody was waiting.
Oh, bless.
Good.
How many rooms do we have on this ship that are, like, free?
Some. Enough.
Enough. Okay.
Hessa also sent a letter in that time. Just saying.
Oh.
Yeah, I also want to have sent a letter. And I can DM you later what it says.
Yeah,
And
for
who
sure.
it's to.
Same.
Please do.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that's a good place to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, let me go ahead and enter the stream, and I'll
am-
be back to chat with you guys in just a minute here.
Ugh.
Very fun. Didn't know they were going to go ahead and find out about Azeth's non-standard scrying stones, but they had to pick it up eventually. So, that'll be fun and interesting. I wonder what they'll find out. I was really interested to see what would happen if one of them actually died, without having found out about that. It would have been something, that's for sure. Anyway, that's all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this stream. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. I can't do the other one, that's copyrighted, I'm pretty sure. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons, Falcon and Friends. We will hopefully be running the games as usual every week on Saturday evening, barring any other changes to the schedules and what have you. I look forward to DMing for all of you in the future. I hope to see you again. Good night.